All right, guys, here we are on Atlantis Spaceship, and here is our red Protoss player from the Team Prime. It is Creator.Prime, and down at the bottom of the map in the green from the Team Fnatic, it is Rain. Rain, his name is Young. He is 18 years old right now, so both these players are actually pretty young. Creator.Prime is 15, and in case you're wondering what his name is, it is Jang Hyun-woo. So I feel I don't know, I'm trying to like get people to know the Korean players' actual names more, you know, I think it's important.
I have always been the fan of, you know, taking aliases, and they have their place, they represent the personalities of people, but really shifting the focus. Well, this is, I just bumped it down in speed. There we go. Probably everyone was like, wait a second, why was that so weird? My fault, user operator error. So
into warp zone.
Yes. So it was, we are now moving at the correct speed in this game.
That's right.
But I've always been in favor of making sure that people really know the players' names and what's attached to that. I think that's very important as we move on. The Korean scene does that very, very well. Creator actually did a really cool thing with his split. Most people, of course, take 3 probes, send them down to this mineral patch, 3 to this mineral patch. He actually grouped them up 2-2-2 as quick as anyone I've ever seen, and immediately dropped it on this patch, and this patch, the closest ones. That was
White Raw split.
Yeah, that was incredibly quick, though. I've never seen someone do it that fast.
Yeah, yep. Used to be White Raw used to be known for grabbing 3 groups like that back in the early days of StarCraft 2. Don't know if he still does it, but he did it quite a bit back then.
Yep.
Now, Creator.Prime's win rate versus Terran is actually 58.33%. Not too surprising that it is that high, and that is pretty high as far as a win ratio goes. Anything over 50% is pretty good.
Right, and I suppose that came from non-foreign tournaments. That was actually from the Created database on TLPD?
That was both, actually. That was all events, yeah. And he did beat Bomber and Alive recently, but he did lose to Nada in Code A. So he has been kind of going up and down, and look at this. Second barracks going up really fast for FnaticRC.Rain, so we are going to see some pressure put on our Nexus firsting Protoss player.
Yes. First just became a verb there. I love it. The Nexus firsting. That's awesome.
Well, it's a build. You can do the build as a verb.
Yes.
Nexus firsting.
I believe so. 2 barracksing here from Rain, as he's going to start rallying in quite a few Marines in just a second. We'll see how many SCVs he wants to pull off the line. Of course, all he's showing to Creator right now is what looks to be a gasless fast expand. Creator being pretty diligent about you know, knowing his player, or knowing his opponent, I should say, and checking around for any sort of extra structures, but I don't think he's going to make his way up here to see the second barracks.
Yeah. Now, if you remember back in the days of the dominance, the first kind of era of dominance from OGS-MC, back when he was on OGS, there was a time when he started playing really, really greedy just all the time. And I feel like we're kind of seeing that come again from a lot of the Protoss players out there. A lot of Nexus first, a lot of really fast one-gate expands. And I think we're going to see Terran start to punish that soon with things like that. I was watching a show match just the other day between Major and Axlav on a show I do each week, and on Tal'Darim Altar, Major actually just went SCV Marine all in after Axlav Nexus first and just easily beat him. A lot of bunkers here coming up for Rain as well. So
this is classic Rain.
Pressure.
All right, well, a couple of Marines are being rallied in as well. 2 bunkers being put down. The SCV's very good control there. Rain does have quite good control, and he loves his heavy pressure at the beginning of games. Creator's already pulled a lot off the line, and there's a Zealot that's here along with this as well. And that Zealot's going to be able to take a lot of damage with the Marines, getting it very quickly down to just 6 hit points.
Oh, wow, and some probes doing a pretty good job of chasing away the Marines. The second Zealot is out right now. Creator.Prime losing a lot of probes here, but so far able to, well, you know, not really able to push it back. Those bunkers are still building. In fact, did one of them finish? I don't know. Yes, one of them did finish, and the Marines are going to jump in there, no problem. The second bunker is getting pretty close to being done, too.
Yeah, it looks like the Marines are already starting to chase these units up into the main. Rain just really putting on the pressure here. This is, man, when I think of Rain, this is the first kind of thing that comes to mind, and he is showing how well he can execute it, forcing tons more probes off the line now.
You know, though, this is really going to be something that we see more and more commonly against Protoss that do these really aggressive economic builds initially here, and I think it's a great decision to try to punish this Nexus first by Creator.Prime.
God, Creator has lost so many probes already. He's got 9 workers versus the 12 of his opponents. I mean, Rain lost a handful as well, as you can see, 8 workers in total, but he's killed double that. And we'll see. He's not even planning on expanding quite yet. The resources are starting to slowly creep up there. He's producing quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah, and chasing those Stalkers all the way into the base because they are such low health, but this may not work out. Looks like Creator will be able to keep, well, maybe be able to keep both of them alive. Yeah, just barely he'll be able to.
Yeah, just 6 hit points on one.
Yep.
All right, well, a little bit of pressure starting to happen here on this Nexus, but not a lot of damage has been done. The Stalkers can now fire from the high ground. Surprised Rain hasn't actually recovered that bunker. He is just going to lose it.
I guess so. Yeah, not salvaging that or anything like that. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't just initially try to kill the Nexus. Running into the base after those Stalkers may not have been the best idea. He didn't really accomplish anything with it.
No.
He's making a command center behind all this, but I feel like the Nexus could be at much lower health than it is right now. I mean, if we look at the Nexus, the shields haven't even been taken out yet. So Rain, maybe not quite getting every advantage he could out of this little pressure early on.
No, but now finally that second bunker. I was waiting for the leapfrog bunker. Another SV had made its way out, so there's a good number of Marines here. Creator trying to break this, loses all the shields on one Stalker immediately, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of Marines out there. It's going to be very, very difficult to break, and it looks like this Nexus still might go down. There's a 4th Stalker on the way. 3 are just not going to be enough. Yeah, not with that bunker already completed. The second one looks like it is going to finish no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that Nexus is all but done for at this point.
Let's see. Yeah, Rain's just going to go ahead and jump behind this bunker here in a second, so we won't take any more fire from the Stalkers.
Yep.
He has added in an additional 2 barracks. He'll be up to 4 in a second. The Nexus is going to fall for Creator.
Yeah,
and
there
Creator
goes.
loves his macro PVT. We'll see how he wants to try and come back in this situation.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's going to be tough enough just to break this. Creator is just in huge trouble. Even if he does something like a 4-gate at this point, Rain should be more than prepared for it back home.
Well, let's take a look now as we do have warp gate research on the way, but there's just 1 gate down right now. Already, Rain has 4 barracks up.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is in this position, you would see a lot of Protoss players go for something like Dark Templar possibly, but Creator.Prime doesn't even have like a probe out on the map to put a pylon down with or anything. So Creator.Prime is in just like the worst position possible. Knowing him, I feel like we're going to see him try to break this and expand again, but it's just going to take so long to do so. It's just not going to work. Maybe we're going to see some sort of like warp prism all in. It'd be a way to sort of bypass these bunkers if he wanted to. He's slowly kind of poking down this bunker, trying not to lose anything other than shields on these units. But
there we go.
Yeah,
I kind of figured he wasn't going to go, kind of what you were saying, he wasn't going to go the full 4 gates.
Yeah.
He may still in a bit if he decides to, but he's just going to get 3 to time out really nicely with a warp and cycle when warp gate research is done and try and bust out of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be probably a Robo Bay here after this and then another Immortal or 2, but I honestly don't really think it matters what Creator does at this point. This is such a near unwinnable situation that I think Rain, unless Rain really messes up badly, has pretty much got this one in the bag at this point.
Well, we'll see. Creator is very, very good at taking advantage of mistakes, and he is an incredibly solid overall player, so don't count him out yet. And, a few Stalkers running by. They do pick off the SCV that was set there to repair, and Creator going to come back and poke at these units a little bit, but the Stalkers are just so low. All colors of the rainbow there.
Bunkers can fire out of all sides, so going behind them doesn't really help, and I don't know what he's really planning on doing with those Stalkers. He's just trying to kind of get on the maps and see something. All right, so yeah. He's going to try to break through this. He's got some sentries. Not going for any sort of tech or anything like that.
Right.
And the sentries, against a very heavy Marine composition could potentially work out. He could do a good job of splitting that. But he's going to take so many losses just from killing these bunkers, too. I mean, he's at half the supply right now. I mean, I'm like normally the caster that's like overly optimistic about a player's chances, but this is going to be beyond tough for Creator.Prime.
Yeah, it really is. And, Rain almost picking up another Stalker, just down to 4 combined hit points there. We'll recover its shields momentarily, but still does a little bit more damage to the Marines and the bunker, slowly trying to break his way out of this, and looks like he'll have enough forces, actually, in just a bit.
Rain was a little bit supply blocked there, so here the macroing a little bit better. Here come the Zealots. And the sentries. 1 sentry goes down, Stalker's coming from behind.
Yeah.
So he will certainly be able to break this bunker contain.
Yeah, Creator didn't reset his Guardian Shield quick enough, and he actually lost a little bit more than he should have there, but still, he manages to break out of it. Does he have enough resources for an expansion yet? No. Looks like he's just powering ahead off of 5 gates for now, sitting on those 30 workers. And we'll see if he can actually take out this force for Rain. Rain
Well,
just about to finish up Stim, though.
You know, I mean, even with Stim, if Creator gets some decent force fields, he's got enough zealots to make this work, but his army is all split up. Oh, no, losing some sentries immediately here.
Yeah.
There's the Stim. The force field's not really the best, but... You know, it's just not going to work. The sentries are getting focused down too quickly here, and the difference is that Rain can keep producing units. At this point, Creator.Prime can't sustain those 5 gateways that he has at home, so he basically needs to win with this army.
He does clean that up pretty well, though. He
Yeah.
is still pretty far back in supply, but 17 of that is in workers, so the size of the armies is actually pretty equivalent right now, and he finally does have a forward warp-in set. Rain putting up his 3rd bunker, though. We'll see if Creator has enough to bust through this. Very smartly putting down a missile turret just in case there's DTs along with this push.
If Rain loses to this, I'm going to nominate this the most embarrassing loss in StarCraft 2 of all time. No SCVs pulled actually to repair here. Creator.Prime getting an opportunity, but is it going to be enough?
No.
Yeah, looks like Rain just has too much stuff.
Yep, GG.
Close one, but